Rick, did I miss anything in all of that? I mean, listen, we've got quite a history of the right to bear arms, yet this seems to keep coming up as if it's something we pulled over on the people.
No, you nailed it, brother. Absolutely nailed it. And Representative Boebert has always nailed it. And it just shows you how well educated she is on the history of the Second Amendment. The fact that she brought up the second reason. So number one is for resistance to sudden violence, as John Adams said, but it is also to keep a tyrannical government at bay. And people forget that. That's the very purpose of the Second Amendment. They talk about it being the first law of nature. The Declaration talks about the laws of nature and nature's God, and we've forgotten what those laws of nature are. But this one they called the palladium of all of our other freedoms. It's the first law of nature to be able to defend ourselves. John Adams actually talked about that resistance to sudden violence, to protect your property, to protect your life, that's something you do not give up just because you enter into a social compact, just because you gather with other people and have a community. He says you could not, not only would not, but you could not give up that right. Kind of that mama bear instinct, papa bear instinct is going to come out. Somebody tries to harm my daughter or my wife or anybody in my family, I'm naturally going to want to defend. And Adams went on to say that the maxims of Christianity and our Constitution are precisely coincident in this matter. In other words, this fits with the Bible and it fits with the Constitution. This idea of the castle doctrine goes all the way back to Exodus. It's not just something in English law, it's something in biblical law. And for too long, we've let these, I love the way Lauren put it, these grubby politicians try to take away this right. And, everybody's been, wringing their hands over the Colorado shooting. And I frankly agree with a lot of these liberal politicians. I'm sick and tired of these mass murder events. But what will change these mass murder events, the legislation that will change that, is not more gun control, not more impediments to citizens like Lauren being able to defend herself, but getting rid of all those regulations and letting citizens be the sheepdogs that can protect against the wolves. Especially someone like Representative Boebert. It's why I taught my daughter how to shoot. It's why my wife knows how to shoot, because it is the great equalizer. And it's so important for government to get out of the way and let us protect ourselves. If you look at the hero of Sutherland Springs, at that church shooting in Texas a couple of years ago, it was an individual citizen with an AR-15 that saved 27 lives at that church. And Joe Biden's response to that was that the good guy should not have been allowed to have that AR-15. That's how wrong these people are. 27 more people would have died at that church, and this wolf was headed to another church after that. Same thing in Dallas at that church in White Settlement. Jack Wilson saved the day because he was a trained good guy with a gun inside that church, able to stop the bad guy with a gun. We've got to get our heads right on this. We need to know the history and the Constitution, and we'll save more lives.
Yeah, amen.